Welcome to the Call Your Cousins podcast, a podcast dedicated to exploring deep and complex topics that shape our world and human experiences. Before we dive into today's episode, we want to acknowledge the sensitive nature of some of the content we discuss. Please be advised that this podcast may include themes and discussions that could be triggering or uncomfortable for some listeners, including but not limited to discussions on mental health, violence, abuse, and other potentially distressing topics. Listener discretion is advised. Remember, this podcast is for informational and educational, but most importantly, entertainment purposes only, and should not be taken as professional advice. The views expressed by hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Call Your Cousins podcast. Enjoy the show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Whatever time you're joining us, the cousins thank you for doing so. Welcome back to the Call Your Cousins podcast, a now tangible group chat of cousins that wanted to share our thoughts, humor, and growth with the world. And everyone's invited. Most of y'all.
Crazy.
They don't care.
Anyways,
They don't.
so yeah, we had to kick it there. But you know what? Let's talk about somebody who is getting a check, and that's the good old Deion Sanders. Congratulations, Deion. Oh, prime.
Catch us
Yeah,
up
that's
for
what
the
it is,
ones in
prime.
the back. Catch me up. What happened?
Prime signed. Deion Sanders signs a reported $54 million contract extension with Colorado. Sanders is now one of the highest paid college coaches in the country.
I'm assuming that's like 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
Yeah.
He will earn $10 million
That's real
in
nice.
2025, in 2026, $11 million in 2027 and 2028, and $12 million in the final year of his season. The original 5 year was 29.5 million that he signed when he joined. And let's point out, when he signed that contract, they didn't have the money to pay him.
The original contract you talking about?
Oh,
The original contract he signed when he
Wow.
went to Colorado, they didn't have the money to pay him. They
How?
told
Yeah.
him. Yeah,
So
they
how-
told him.
He definitely earned this one because over the 2 or 3 years he's been there, every weekend that they have a game in Boulder, the
Sold
town has
out.
earned like an additional $12 or $13 million.
I mean,
So he
so he
earned
bringing
it.
in. He bringing
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
revenue.
I mean, I don't know if they'll ever be contenders or still be good because their two best players are leaving, but he gonna make it do what it do and get paid while he does it. So, and even if they suck and they fire him, they still got to pay him. So he's straight.
yeah, I love what you said, Doug, because one of the big things that are tied to college football is revenue generation, the revenue that is generated within where the college is, or during bowl play or play the playoffs. And Boulder, Colorado, apparently is unbelievably beautiful. Like, the campus is beautiful. The Black kids that have come to play there, most of these kids come from the hood. They ain't never seen mountains before, right? Like, most of these kids ain't never smelled fresh air, crisp air. Most of them haven't, been able to like just sign an NI deal, have their little Jeep truck and not worry about it being stolen, like the UM quarterback as soon as he got down here, Mr. Beck. So I kind of love it because I really think that it's creating a sanctuary for a lot of Black men to go get an education, learn from the best, and hopefully if they want to continue on and go to the league, they can. But if not, that's the best 4 years they're going to have in their life. And I really do love that.
Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Colorado is the crispiest air I ever experienced in my life. It was so crisp. I was outside smoking one day, like, should I be doing this? What is going on? The air is just so. They have a Clean Air Act. It is something that I have never experienced in my life. I'm just saying. Also, shout out to Boulder. I went to Boulder right out of college because I was having a interview on this job, this engineering job I was gonna take, and I was just telling somebody yesterday because I hate Georgia. I realized I've always hated Georgia. I felt more welcome in Boulder, fucking Colorado, as a Black person than I ever have in Georgia, ever. So shout out to y'all and shout out to Dion. I love when athletes continue their career after, they don't play anymore. So shout out to Dion, man. I love a Black man getting to it.
P Money, you mentioned. I just want to touch on this real quick. Carson Beck getting their Lambos and cars stole or whatever in the crib they rented down here or are staying in down here.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Georgia's former quarterback. He plays for UM now, so he moved to Miami. His girlfriend also plays basketball at UM, or did, because they done broke up. I just thought that was funny, because I'm sure she was part of the reason why he decided to come play at Miami, and they ain't even together after 3 weeks. 3 weeks, they announced that 4 weeks ago, maybe, that he was going to play for Miami. I just thought that was funny. Came down for the coochie slide, and now he Latinas got to him. They got
Not
to him.
the coochie slide.
That's funny. I think that's hilarious.
I do not miss being in my 20s and making foolish decisions.
With men? Nah. No. But you know what? I like the first thing. One, I don't know why we paid him that much, and I don't like Georgia, so I could be biased. So I felt like we paid him too much in the first place. But again, that's how you know that the culture down here has changed, because back in the 2000s, the quarterback would have never gotten his car stolen. So that means that people from the crib don't even have no respect for you.
Mm-hmm.
They have no respect for you, if anything. And it's a Lamborghini truck. You ain't hear you didn't hear it. You ain't hear your truck get started because you down here in the you in the cha-cha. You in the chicha?
I don't think they was home, but he was probably out, with some Latinos getting some pan con bistec or something. He probably never been around Spanish people before.
Nah, probably not.
Green.
And in the group, because I'm really excited if I do end up going to UM for to continue my studies, but like UM has a very interesting population of students, and a Lamborghini truck is not anything that is like unusual there. An example, like you were just saying, I was at Flanny's the other day, and the UM kids will come out a little bit now, because they'll come out like on Thursdays or Friday nights. And the other night, I mean, these kids had to been like, they were obviously 21 because they were or maybe they weren't because they had ID. I don't know, but they were obviously 21. And this like kid, he looked like he ain't even wet behind the ears, and he had on a Rolex. And out of all of them was this one Black girl that had on her little David Yurman. I was like, with the bad weave, and I was just like, we
in different times.
We're just in different times, and it's true, because when you go over to campus, you see everybody in their little BMW and their little Mercedes and their Jeeps, and so.
That's normal UM stuff, but
that's what I'm saying.
The 80s and 90s UM players and stuff, they had all that stuff, rollies, and they was getting to it. But then we got in trouble, and we ain't have none of that stuff for a while.
Nah, they got it back. I seen this UM player the other day. He had a decked out Durango truck. He had it kitted, all blacked out. It was so clean. He was going into a smoke shop
because it's legal now. So
yeah.
They gonna
no, that's what I'm saying. They got
sports.
It back.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is that the culture though of like Miami having respect for these players, right? Like you said, like back in the day, we know Irvin them was getting after it, The Rock, like we've seen pictures of them like having a good time in Miami, but like does the city really protect them in that way anymore? Because apparently, I guess he got his truck back, maybe. So maybe somebody was like, hey, bro, you need to bring his truck back. But, you know, like you said, back in the day, there is no way. What was his name? Dorsey, our quarterback?
Ken Dorsey, nobody would have, you wouldn't even thought about touching none of Ken Dorsey stuff. Like, and it ain't that he commanded that respect, but he's the quarterback of the greatest college football team of all time.
Hello. And that makes me think about Jimmy Butler. Because a lot of people have been asking me questions as a Heat fan, you know, how do I feel about Jimmy Butler and, you know, his exodus from the Miami Heat and him going to Golden State. And I just want to say, fuck him.
Fuck him. And we beat the dog shit out of them the other night.
Fuck him.
Why
because apparently he has
this baby.
Apparently, yeah, before we got him, he was always kind of like, if he doesn't like a team, he makes a big deal to kick and scream to get out of being at the team. And here is what my my argument is with Jimmy Butler. One, just like we were talking about with Ken Dorsey, people love Jimmy Butler in Miami. These kids love him. When I go to the games, I really enjoyed watching Jimmy Butler play. I always thought I got a kick out of his media personas that he would have every year. I just really enjoyed him. He just built his coffee shop here. So I really like Jimmy Butler and his story. Okay. And apparently he felt like, because he didn't like the way that Pat Riley and Mickey Arison were handling his contract, he was just going to act out. And this is the argument that I tell anyone that asks me about Jimmy Butler. If any of us on this podcast sign a contract, if we have a contract right now and our contract is with, let's say, BET, okay? So we are with a big name organization and we have this contract and we know we're up for a renewal. Are we not going to start to come and do our show if we've already been paid to do it? No. Jimmy Butler, you had been paid. You had a contract. And you wait until the end of your contract to then, if they didn't want to give you the money at the end of your contract, I get it. But you started this all the way from last year with the antics and all the foolishness.
So he breached the contract?
Yeah, that's why he got traded.
Oh.
Yeah, what he was doing was missing team flights on purpose, which you cannot do. He'd be like, the team would be there waiting on the plane, and he'd be like, y'all go ahead, I'll meet y'all there. And he'll charter his own flight and go to the games. And Pat Riley is like, nah, you ain't doing that shit. Like, don't even bother coming to practice. Like, you suspended indefinitely for what they call it, conduct detrimental to the team. That's what it's called. And that's kind of like when stuff really started getting bad between him and Pat, because, bro, one thing you don't do in the NBA is disrespect Pat Riley like that. Like, Pat Riley's up there in the pantheon of damn Phil Jackson and all the other good coaches and shit like that. But you don't do it to Pat Riley because he don't play that shit. Even if you are the best player, he's like, you can take your ass home. I don't care.
That man is 35 years old acting like that. Correct. Crickets. Well, fuck you, Jimmy Butler.
And apparently this brought out old stories about Pat Riley and how LeBron got upset over his cookies being taken off his flights because apparently LeBron was addicted to cookies. And like with any coaching, it's like what I said earlier, the show with Kim at LSU. You know, like the way I saw this clip of her side-eyeing Flau'jae the other day during the game because she was scoreless, I believe, at the half. And I just feel like coaches are going to have personas when it comes to what they want out their players and what they expect out of their players. I mean, I don't understand why that seems like such just like taboo. Of the only person that I know that mysteriously coaches and keeps everybody in line that we don't really know about is probably Mike Tomlin. Because if Mike Tomlin did half of the foolishness that most, if Mike Tomlin did half of the things that other coaches do in any sport, they would have fired his black ass so long ago.
That's true.
But you never know. Because Mike Tomlin keep that thing tight. That's why everyone's like, how does Mike Tomlin keep getting, he'll probably retire with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm like, because those white people ain't never met a black man that could keep all of them players in line. Period.
And he done had some fools over there. Like
fools. So, yeah. Pat, go ahead, end your career good. We still gonna stick with you. Jimmy Butler, have a nice career over there in the West. One thing, thinking of just football and head coaches, I love the move by the Giants to acquire Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston. Listen, Hard Knocks, please, for the love of God, get in that locker room ASAP. Please. That seems like the funniest show that we have all been waiting for. Is Jameis Winston and Russell Williams. It would be like the equivalent to the Righteous Gemstones for the NFL, I believe.
Right. They're going to have to shoot it independently, though, because the Giants ain't never letting Hard Knocks back in their facility.
Ever, right? But, I feel like the Giants, just having lived in New York for a long time, I think that they don't have, if anyone correct me if I'm wrong, but they just don't seem like they have any joy for the Giants. Like the Giants don't seem like they have any fun. They just seem like it's just sad and just dreary and pathetic. And like, I really like Russell and Jameis going there because they seem like they have, these, whatever team they go to, they've been traded. I think it was Jameis he works for Fox, I believe, as a contributor in the postseason. And he was at the Super Bowl and he had asked Saquon Barkley, like, hey, I'm a free agent. I'm out of work. Like, what team do you think should check me out? And it was crazy that Saquon actually said the Giants. So it's like, I really think that for Russell and Jameis, who have been kind of pushed from team to team, I really like this landing and I hope it works out well for them. I think it's going to make the Giants fun again.
I don't know. That's a little shady for Saquon to say, though. I ain't gonna lie. Just because, like, Jameis is hilarious, right? And he's actually, like, a decent player, but a lot of people think of him like a joke, kind of. To suggest the Giants and people think the Giants are a joke, I don't know. That was kind of mean, I think, but Jameis gonna take everything on the chin like he don't care. He gonna laugh that shit off. He gonna make a joke about it, and he gonna move on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I thought Saquon. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is me, but I think he was genuine. I think he had already kind of like moved past what happened to his time there. But so shout out to the Giants. Hopefully, they have a better season next year. Doubt it because they suck, but that's just how I feel. Better than the Dolphins. We'll know until the draft happens. So by the time we record next time, hopefully the Dolphins will have done a better job this year. Speaking of better jobs, this whole Stephen A. and LeBron thing, it's just been kind of interesting and weird.
Wait, catch me up.
Is LeBron a bully? Apparently, no. LeBron rolled up on Stephen A. at a game and cussed him out in his face while he was courtside on his son, talking about Bronny. And then Stephen A. came on his show the next day, made commentary about it. Then now LeBron went on Pat McAfee's show, McAfee's show, and then addressed it. And I don't know. Is LeBron a bully?
What prompted him to go up to him in the first place?
Because he had been talking bad about Bronny.
Oh.
He didn't like that.
He not a bully. And when you a parent, fuck that. I don't give a fuck who you are. You ain't finna say one bad word about my son, daughter, whatever the fuck.
I think the comment that set LeBron over the top was that he called out his fatherhood in regards to Bronny. Like, I think it's one thing for sportscasters to call out like opportunities that the person may have when it comes to plays and all that other stuff, but to attack someone's fatherhood, I think Stephen A took it to the next level.
What he say?
And LeBron was like, "Oh, I'm not having that." I'll look up the specific statement.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think that's what escalated. It's like, okay, everybody can talk bad about Bronny, but don't come for me as a father. And Stephen A, another black man, came to a black man about his fatherhood, which is like, sir, it's levels to this.
He been a fucking dickhead though.
Who?
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what he said. But I just thought that we all know that this is the first time in history that a son and the father are playing in the league together, that of this magnitude. And I really have to say, I have to say it this way, and I know LeBron knows this, if they were white, would we care?
Okay.
I'm serious. Like, if it was Larry Bird and Baby Bird, would we care this much? I really don't think
Baby Bird, that's crazy.
Stephen A. Smith kind of tried it though. He said Bronny should call his time on the NBA career and should be playing in the G League if not for his father's legacy. I would have cussed his ass out too.
He also said, I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this, Smith said on January.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
Now that, I think that line in particular.
But also they said they've never liked each other. Like, they've never been no buddy type of thing.
And I think that's okay. I don't think you have to like everybody that you work with or that's adjacent or in your, specific field, but you could have a mutual like respect. Like, yeah, you could talk, you can go this far, but for you to challenge my fatherhood, child. So you trying to say I'm a bad dad? That's what I heard. I know that's not what you said, but that's what I heard. And how can I be a bad dad when I done, we both in the league playing together? I'm out here doing like goat shit. And this is what you calling out? Okay. I'm gonna talk to you man to man since you think it's a game, Stephen A. Drop these mics.
I mean, I think LeBron, I think he was really hot. I think what he's done since then is a little awkward, because like when he went on Pat McAfee and these other outlets and stuff, like just the way he behaves, it looks very like contrived. Like he already thought about the punchlines he was gonna say on the show before he went on there. It's not like him just speaking freely. It's just that ain't him. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little weird for me to watch.
Yeah, don't know, but it just made me start to ask that question, because I really was like, okay, is he a bully? But then if they were white, no one would care. Like, if it was Pat Riley's son, no one would care. And why are we not celebrating this more than anything? Because it's never happened before. And apparently after all this has been going on, Bronny had a great game within this time, and he is going to develop.
Correct. I think
That's facts.
D.L. Hughley, he had like a snippet saying that this is a great example of how a father is showing his son that I'm here for you and I'm going to protect you at all costs. And now Bronny can, you know, have these great games. Or he was saying like it's not ironic that Bronny is like now he's having some really good games because now his father has like, you know, shown him through his behavior that I got your back still. Even though you in the league, you grown, I'm still here to protect you as your dad.
I was definitely one of those people that was like, Bronny sucks. Like he's only getting this look because of his father, but he's improving in like leaps and bounds. Like he's getting a lot better pretty quickly, actually. And he's actually scoring a lot more than people that were drafted around where he was drafted at. So shout out to him. Shout out to Bron. Good job being a
It's
dad thing.
it's to your point, P, because I feel like this is now I'm gonna get a little deep. I feel like we don't understand generational wealth. That's why we don't have any. You're right, because how many times do white people use their power and influence to uplift their mediocre ass children? What's the fucking point of you doing all that if you can't help your kids out?
Every day. They do it. They do it every day.
Stephen A. Smith, what the fuck are you talking about?
Child.
If I have the opportunity, even if my son is pure garbage, if I got the opportunity to get him in the league and, like you said,
Right.
get better, you know, maybe find some mentors, practice, why the fuck would I not do that?
And it ain't even just LeBron. Wade did it for his son. Wade's son was not good. So what did Wade do? Because his son didn't get drafted at all. What did Wade do? He bought ownership in the Jazz. Was it Jazz or Nuggets? It was Jazz. Got his son a tryout. It didn't work out because his son is not great. But he went to those lengths to get his son an opportunity. Right. You know what I'm talking about? So I get it.
Yeah. I'm here for the nepos. I love it because we haven't historically been in a position to do that, and for us just to have the opportunity to do that for, you know, the next generation or quote unquote our kids. Stephen A. is bigger than it's bigger than what you think it is, sir. Like you need to get it together.
Absolutely. And more importantly, Bryce, the one behind Bronny, they say is a beast.
He finna be. Have you seen him? Ooh.
Yes.
He finna be.
They say he's brolicky. So I think what also as a father, if you have two sons like that, it's like having it's like Prince William and Prince Harry. If you have these two sons that you want to be able to elevate, to leave, like you just said, twin, generational wealth. That's the biggest thing that I don't think people understood about that whole monarchy thing, was that, you know, apparently Meghan was like, well, is this really how royals live? Like, you know, apparently the living conditions were like a little old, rusty and dusty, and not, you know, what she's used to, and, you know, like kind of what she's living now at their house at Monticello. But when Queen Elizabeth died and King Charles ascended the throne, he has to relinquish all his wealth, all of it. Obviously, he's wealthy because he's a king, but he has to, like, on paper, relinquish it. Prince William, when his father did that, became king, he instantly became a billionaire. Like that. So when Twin is talking about generational wealth, right? Like, this is what that means, is when you make sure that your line of your family lineage will continue to not only be wealthy, but can perpetuate that wealth, right? And so, you know, shout out to LeBron, because I don't think Stephen A. Smith has kids. So again, I was
gonna ask that too. Once again, I was
Nah,
gonna ask
he
that.
has children. I think he has daughters. They're adults.
Okay. So
Yeah, they grown. They you know.
all right. But yeah. And speaking of also, you know, this whole uplifting of mediocre white men, um I think Elon Musk, aka Musty, sold Twitter to his own company. See, this is the stuff I'm talking about.
This is the shit that I'm talking about. Okay. You think these people are good businessmen, and they really just be shuffling around assets and money to keep the money that they have. They don't be good at business. Somebody said he moving Twitter from his checking to his savings account.
Apologies, real quick. I
Literally,
misspoke.
that's what he
They're
doing.
not adults. They're 16 and 15.
What'd you say, Doug?
I misspoke a moment ago when I said he had adult children. They're teenagers. Just
I mean,
correcting it. Back to Musty.
He gives deadbeat energy.
oh my.
But anyway. Yeah. I just put that on there because I just thought it was ridiculous. And I don't understand the reason why he bought Twitter in the first place, to be honest. I'm still confused.
He's ridiculous.
This dude, I think he's just I think he's just doing laps like for the SEC, because I feel like they like on his ass for some shit.
I do too. I feel that way.
Yeah.
Don't it feel like the feds after him?
Soon
It
as I
feel like
saw
that.
that,
I think the SEC looking into all his stuff, the feds, that's why he influenced so much in getting this dude, you know, elected, so he could try to manipulate things even further. I think they know something.
Dub, that was my immediate thought when I saw this sale. I said, "Are the feds up his ass? What? That seemed random."
Yeah, you sold it to yourself, to your AI company. Like, what is going on here?
What's happening?
Is that
That
illegal?
it was so bizarre. That was my immediate thought, y'all. Like, the feds must be knocking.
It's given laundering. Like, you're selling it from yourself to yourself. All right, that
Interesting.
And so blatant though. Like, you didn't even try to
No, not
to your
secretively.
friend company, a shell company.
Nope.
You didn't even try to hide
From self to self.
from self to self. The feds, they're smart. That's not gonna help you.
They must have a case where he is gonna be, you know, beyond under the jail. You know what I mean? Like, he's not ever gonna see the light of day.
I'm going to assume if the company is an AI company, I'm not sure exactly what the company does. Maybe the AI is actually running the company. That they can probably do whatever with the data that they want, and there aren't enough laws to stop them. You get what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. No, it's giving laundering. It sounds like what's that show called? Ozarks?
Ozarks?
I didn't watch it.
Billions?
No, it sounds like Ozarks, like you just washing it into another hand.
Oh, I forgot about Billions.
Yeah.
Because Billions, like they make in Billions, we know like there's this whole we know M&A is like a big, you know, acquisition, yada yada yada. But I'm just saying, like, this seems like, what was the oversight on this sale? And like you said, with this SEC, like, how ethical is it to sell it in all stocks? So it wasn't a cash deal. You just sold your stocks. And did you sell the stocks? Like, why would Twitter be into, or X be into a AI platform? Why would a social media platform be integrated with a AI?
Honestly, now that Dub said that, I feel like it might be more sinister. Maybe he is just trying to do whatever the fuck he want with the data. But I do think the Fed's coming, and the gag is most motherfuckers get taken down by the fucking IRS. So hide
That's
all
probably
you
why they're
want
trying to
to.
get rid of the
That's why
IRS.
that's why they're trying to
Yeah.
get rid of them.
And the
Yeah.
thing is, even if the SEC is on his ass and the feds come, if Donald Trump is not involved in any way, if they say they take Elon Musk down, all Donald Trump gonna do is turn around and pardon him.
Yeah, that's true. It's
Pretty
bleak
much.
out here.
They pardoned Buddy the other day for that did the Ponzi scheme that was locked up for like 4 years.
Who they pardoned? Let me look.
He's the creator of some app, and he was taking investors' money, like something to like the tune of like 300 million or something. Donald Trump pardoned him for no reason, just no reason. Let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm gonna look
looking
it up
at
too. I think I remember who you're talking about, and I was like, that's a random one. But I also think
No,
the
it
feds
wasn't a.
are waiting.
He owned an EV company, or he was starting an EV company or something. That's what it was. It
Nicola.
wasn't.
Nicola.
Yeah, that's the dude's name. He pardoned him. He was
I
in jail for
remember
like
this.
Biden put him in jail like 4 years ago or something.
I remember this because I have a weird obsession with con men, and they let this motherfucker out. This is why so many scams and con people are popping up, because you don't even really, even without the pardon, they don't be getting that much time, even if they do get caught. He finna come out here and bilk some more investors, start another startup under another cell, and steal money
Crazy.
from others.
Like, I feel like this is like it's really just a conglomerate of just evil people.
This nigga said,
it's crazy.
it is. He said, I am incredibly grateful for President Trump for his courage and standing up for what is right, and for granting me this sacred pardon of innocence.
And them people never getting their money back.
They ain't never getting their money back.
I think the highest one that he took from was someone had given him like 15 million or something. So if it was to the tune of like 300 million, like imagine how many thousands of people he took money from.
He was supposed to be in there for 10 years.
Could you imagine? And he just started his prison sentence. They said it was last year.
But my thing is like, what it's so blatant. It's like, what is your reason for letting him out, other than he's a donor to you?
That's why.
Apparently Trump said he was only in there because he supported Trump.
Wow.
Even though he clearly and
the fucking upside down, bro.
Documented cases of him stealing
money. That's what I was.
money.
That's the word I was looking for. Upside down. There we go. We in the upside down.
They had to pay $125 million to the SEC. Huh?
You know, maybe the feds are waiting for this term to be over to come after what's his name, Musk, so that he doesn't have a presidential pardon from Buddy.
Yeah, that's a long time to wait.
And I'm not convinced we're gonna have anybody better in the next time.
You're right. But I think
we will. I don't think this going. I don't think so. Because now they pissing off all sides now.
Well, I think my lack of confidence is in the Democratic Party, because they haven't really had a candidate for real since Obama that we have been excited about.
Correct.
We just been reluctantly voting against Trump, but they don't really. I feel like if they had somebody we were excited about, I'm not sure that the race would have been
this close.
Well, it would have been close, but not like, I don't know if Trump would have won if we actually had like somebody that we could get behind. But so many people who were against Trump just felt, defeated. Like, well, what the fuck? I don't care. People didn't care. They didn't vote.
Yeah,
that's
they
the
weren't
only thing
motivated.
that makes me question, because the Democrats are just so passive That's why the Republicans get away with all this foolishness. But maybe they
I
got
wouldn't.
4 years.
I wouldn't say it's Republicans. I would just say MAGA. I wouldn't say Republicans. There's Republicans with sense, I think.
Yeah, but we've always had foolish Republicans though. Mitt Romney, Sarah Palin. I mean, they foolish. I wouldn't say they're as foolish as Trump, but they
They're
get away
funny.
with more than they should because I feel like the Democrats just kind of be
Just-
sitting on their ass for real.
Mhm. They be sitting on their hands like, ooh, that's really bad that that's happening. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's something that when we started at the top of the episode, we were talking about a new earth. And that is definitely something that we could get rid of is the two-party system because both are trash and we've had it. And so, with that, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be
I
right
ain't
back.
mad at it. Welcome back. In the
Welcome
bar break.
back.
What we gonna roll into now, y'all?
Welcome back.
My
Welcome
favorite
back.
topic.
Welcome back. Remember that, y'all? Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Y'all don't remember that song? Okay.
No.
What's going on in Living, Learning, and Loving research team?
Well, a huge congrats to DK Metcalf and Normani. They got engaged a couple of weeks ago. So shout out to them. Black love.
I don't
So
know who
DK
Oh,
any
he
of
also-
those people are.
Okay.
Normani, the singer? She was in the girl group. What's the group called, y'all?
I don't know the girl. I don't know her either, but I know she's like with the Cocos in the
Oh, her
she one of them she one of them R&B girlies. And DK, he just signed a big contract with the Steelers, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Sierra
congratulations.
and Russell put them together. Like, I'm trying to be. If you don't have friends like Sierra and Russell, like you better get you some because they are clearly doing the Lord's work out here.
Wait,
They
so
are
are they getting married or something? What we congratulating them for?
They got engaged.
putting people together, black people together. They introduced Normani to.
No, they
DK.
both did. They
Yeah.
both I think they both apparently the way that they said it was that they met at a party, but Sierra was working on behalf of Russ. Russ knew the football player, obviously, and Sierra, I guess, and Normani worked on something. Normani worked on something together, and so they ended up setting them up at a party where she was like, "Hey, girl, you need to come to this party. Your boy gonna be there." Yada yada yada. And then apparently it was the same on DK's side with Russ. "Hey, bro, you need to come to the party. Your girl gonna be there." Back to that 80s, 90s love.
Where your friends hook you up with people they think you should be hooked up with.
Yeah, it's cool.
She was a part of the girl group Fifth Harmony. Does that sound familiar?
No.
Okay. Well, anywho, congrats to them.
It's cute. It's cute. It's cute because he was gushing and he was giddy at his press conference and showed him the ring, baby. I just thought it was very cute.
Yeah, he was very happy.
Oh, they look very happy in this picture.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
Genuine.
I do remember Fifth Harmony, but yeah, good for her. Shit. Yeah.
I do remember Fifth Harmony, but I still that didn't.
Okay,
I don't recall her. Okay.
It's fine. Moving on. Congrats, maybe allegedly, possibly to Rihanna. Still not sure about this, but apparently they say she's on baby number 3. I don't know if she is or she isn't. I just want to know, will the world ever get
Never
any musical?
We're never getting that album.
Like, is it? I don't even at this point. We could do an EP. It don't even have to be a whole situation. But is any music gonna drop ever again? I appreciate fantasy. I appreciate the beauty. I appreciate the lingerie. Like, don't get me wrong, but
we're never getting an album.
Okay,
we're never getting.
I think she has an album recorded. I don't think it's ever coming out though.
Okay. Yeah, when she's dead,
like she has the music.
It's gonna come out when she's dead. We're never getting that.
I don't want no post-mortem Rihanna.
Yeah, I'm about to say
We're
Boo, I
never
do.
getting,
I'm sorry, posthumous. That's what it's called, posthumous. I don't want no posthumous Rihanna.
we're never getting that
I
album.
do. But I was
We're-
riding the car the other day, just like, damn, we ain't never getting no music from Rihanna ever again.
Mm-mm. We're
But
never
you know what? It's bittersweet because
Mhm.
it's kind of iconic. Like she said, "Fuck you, bitches. I'm good. I gave you enough, and now I'm done."
Yeah.
And you
The
will
last
get
album
music
was
when
Anti,
I-
right? That was the last one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's still
she could-
right.
Yeah, she could.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they ain't never. Yeah, nah. Mm-mm. That's
Anti
fine.
still right. That's what I'm saying. So we're never, like, as a huge Rihanna fan, we're never getting another album.
She
And
be
that's fine.
laughing when people ask. Okay, it's over. We just need to give up hope and listen
No.
to Anti for the rest of our lives.
And and if she's doing the mother thing, I love that because it looks like, for the most part, hey, shout out to ASAP Rocky. That boy, when they said not guilty, if you ain't seen that boy leaped
Leaped.
into
Nigga, I just watched that last night.
he
said,
leaped to
Listen.
his baby mama, his partner in crime. So I love
If-
it, you know.
If it don't look like that, I don't want it, sir. I don't want it. If you're not
Mhm.
leaping for me, I don't.
He gonna make some babies. We already know he a shooter.
Okay.
All right.
Why?
Moving on.
Huh?
Congrats
Why?
to Jonathan Major and Megan Good. They got married in a quiet ceremony.
That's what happened when you marry an
Why did you put
abuser.
that on here?
Because it's a part of Black love. And
No, it's not. It's
No.
a part of the dark side
No.
of Black love. Because when we find out he beating her ass.
And I thought it was interesting that they went this far with it.
Why?
Yo, if
Why
she changed her name to Megan Majors, that sound hard though.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Shut up.
I like it.
No, you don't. No. If she does, like, honestly,
Not
she
when you
has
done built her whole brand around Megan Good.
she
I mean, she can
literally
still change her name, but like for entertainment
Megan
No.
purposes.
Majors good.
no. I think, the thing about Megan Good is she had the savior complex. And I realized this as, I reflect on years of dating. Like, some people in relationships feel like they have to be the person that, helps fix or put someone back together. And I just, from the perspective of like, okay, let's say if God really brought them together, it's still not a healthy way to enter a relationship. Like, enter in a relationship, or let's say they had been talking before that, and that's why him and the white girl got into it. It's just the beginnings of a relationship. Usually say, what is the saying? The beginnings of a relationship always kind of show what the end of the relationship is going to be. And
How you get him is how you lose.
right, like that's a Black saying, right? And so for me, it's like, I just hope that, if it is, because she's a devout Christian, if that's what it is, because he's just really corny, and he's giving, these vibes that, like, at first it was kind of cute because it was like he was handsome, muscular, like I liked his acting, and he was a little mysterious, but like anytime, that's what I'm saying. Like, but anytime when you have allegations of, like, they still ain't forgave Chris Brown. Speaking of Rihanna, they still haven't forgiven him completely. Like, Hollywood still to this day just got this thing against him. And like, that was so long ago. And arguably both of them say they initiated, that whatever happened, but like,
And they were children.
Right. And they were, but that's what I'm saying is like, they were young in love.
I agree, but it's not like Chris Brown been an upstanding citizen since then. I'm just saying.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is that there's never any point where you should put your hands on a woman, right? Like, especially if you're a man,
Right.
number one. But number two, like, I'm just saying that when you do have that stain on you, I'm using Chris Brown as an example, he has never recovered from that. Like, no one, like, Hollywood as of right now, like think about it, we don't see him in any. When the last time you seen Chris Brown on any major like award show, music award show? Think about it. When was the last time you seen Chris Brown?
He rebuilding though. I think
Bruh.
that's more. I think it's probably. I agree they won't give him like any of the major stuff, but I think him not being on stuff is probably more him, just who he is.
I agree.
I disagree.
Yeah, I think it's a mix.
I think so. And Chris Brown a nigga, and he do what he want to. I do feel like it's a mixture of stuff. I think they do hold him to that Rihanna shit, but I think he's also done crazy shit since then. Like if he had been a completely upstanding citizen since then, and catering and pandering to people and acting like he, you know, this perfect person, I think they probably would have gave him a second chance. But he be standing no business, like fuck y'all, and I'm gonna do me.
Right.
And people
And some
don't
of us
really.
just ain't got that in us.
That's
Like
true. That's true.
I'm not about to placate to y'all, and
Yeah, that's
you
the
know
word I'm looking
that's not.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm
He's
not
not
gonna
with
do
not
that.
doing
it.
that.
I understand I fucked up, but it ain't. That ain't what this is. Like
for. Not
Okay,
doing that.
I'll give y'all an example. So for me, Chris Brown is not only a generational talent, he can act, he can dance, he can sing, I guess he can rap, like, you know,
paint,
it-
draw, skateboard.
I
all
mean,
that shit.
yeah,
Draw,
like
okay.
yeah, like he's super talented, right? And that happens and it stains his career. Again, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the show with gaslighting or deflecting. Like Drake gets called a pedophile, had been being called a pedophile, or had been questionably around a lot of young women for a very long time. An example also is Leonardo DiCaprio, also been arguably around a lot of young women that, you know, seems a little odd. But then like Brad Pitt, for example, when the whole like explosion of the divorce was that it came out that apparently Angela Jolie said that he was not only a drunk, but he was like abusive. And so that's why his career got stained like really bad for a like short bit of time. But then that's why Leonardo was like, nah, I'm gonna come put my boy back on some stuff. And like now he's back in the good graces. So I'm just saying that Hollywood has a funny way of treating people when they abuse women. And I'm saying in particular to Chris Brown, it has never really gone away because I heard that they are even re-looking at Harvey Weinstein's case and he may get pardoned by Trump. I had been hearing that.
Gross.
He ain't died yet.
I thought he was
Harvey
dead.
Weinstein ain't died in jail yet.
He
I thought
did?
he died.
He didn't die.
He
Child, let me
must
get
be
on
on
the
his
Google.
last leg. I'm pretty
I don't
sure
think he did. I think the person that died was that one that was on that crime show. The one that admitted that he killed the person on HBO. Remember that show?
Oh,
The
damn, what was his
Jinx,
name?
The
Thanks.
Jinx.
Robert
what's his
something.
name? Robert Durst.
Robert
Yeah,
Durst. Yeah, Durst died. But I think Harvey Weinstein's still alive. I don't think
He's super decrepit in there if he is, because he
Yeah,
got
he
cancer and
alive.
all
He's
type of other
definitely-
stuff.
I was just about to say, I thought his old decrepit ass was dead.
He alive. He just had a birthday
Anyway.
March 19th.
Yeah,
He's 73.
nah.
Oh,
Yeah, they're looking to pardon him. They're gonna
that's-
relook his case.
that type of shit.
Disgusting.
Oh, he was on them jets with never mind. Anyway, I think Breezy on his comeback, but this segment was not about Breezy. It was about Rihanna
It wasn't.
and ASAP. Good for them. Baby number 3 on the way. What else with
Allegedly.
y'all research team?
Lastly, I don't know how people feel about this, but Tiger Woods is dating Vanessa Trump. They just came out, announced it officially on social media.
We've been traded Tiger Woods during the
yeah.
racial draft on Chappelle's show. That was 02, 03. Yeah, he been gone. So by and by.
Yeah, I feel
It was just so y'all could know. But, you know,
Tiger, bitch, he been dead to me.
yeah, I mean, other than like being a generational athlete for golf, which I mean,
Facts.
you know, I don't think we owe him any allegiance, honestly, because he just always, the way he presented himself, he never owned his blackness. Remember, he would say he was biracial or multiracial, which is fine, but he never,
Polynesian, whatever he called it.
he never owned that he was black. And so for me, I don't think the black community really cares to have any allegiance to him, especially because he plays a white sport. I mean, it's golf. But more importantly, if you went behind Donald Jr.,
You nasty man.
Disgusting.
And golf is only white because of the accessibility factor.
But I guess what I'm saying is,
Correct.
is that it's like if it was hockey, right? Like black people could probably dominate. Black people can dominate any sport, but I'm just saying, like, people admire Tiger, like, you know, they admire him, but they hate him at the same time, right? Like they admire him because, like, when he got into that real bad car accident and everybody thought he was gonna die, but then he was fine, and then he was able to come back, and then remember he was having back problems. You know, like they love him,
Yeah,
but
the second accident.
Yeah, so I'm saying that the only thing that I, for the most part, have ever attributed him to is just being a great athlete. I don't necessarily think he is it like an allegiance like to the black community at all.
Well, I was just out here mentioning the things. And A-Dub, you're right. Harvey Weinstein is like decrepit. Apparently he has chronic myeloid leukemia, so it's a rare form of bone cancer. He was diagnosed with it last year, so
they don't want that white man to suffer in jail, which is crazy.
Shout out to God.
Crazy. What's really crazy about Tiger Woods not claiming his blackness? Ain't his first name like Earl or Elwood or something?
Mm-hmm.
His daddy is a nigga.
Like, come on, bro.
Like black.
Yeah, his dad is
I just wanted to say that. His name like Elwood or something, ain't it?
That's why he been dead.
That's why he go by Tiger.
Yeah, I don't know. His mom passed away this year.
Eldrick.
That's even blacker.
Nigga.
It's just, that's what I'm saying. His dad passed away years ago. His mom passed away this year. And if we've learned from any celebrities when their mother passed away, aka Kanye West, they just leave Earth. So the men,
his daddy name Earl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and
his
you know
mama
what?
Was Clotilda.
She was Japanese or something.
Kultida Woods. She died on the 4th of February.
Yeah, she just recently.
She like niggas, and her nickname is Tita.
Yeah, but she passed away unexpectedly. Like it was a shock to him because he was supposed to play in a tournament, and then he pulled out of the tournament when she passed away. So it wasn't like she was like he knew
sickly.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying is like I remember when that happened to Kanye, and then he started dating Amber. Or was he dating her at the time when his mama died? When Donda died?
Amber Rose.
2008, probably around that time.
Yeah. I feel like he ain't never been the same since then. So if this gonna turn Tiger Woods, the sex addict, into a monogamous man, fine by me. I don't really care because you know what? One thing as I get older in my age is I'm gonna learn how to stay out of grown folks' business. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
Like sometimes it's just I see now why y'all remember when we was younger, and and in the black family, the staple was. First of all, don't you see that? This the grown folks talking. Y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you had the audacity, right, you was either at the grown folks table, and then if you had the audacity to even be in the room and then comment on what they was talking about.
If you don't go outside and play with them other kids.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, as a highly intellectual child, I found that very toxic and abusive because which I know what the fuck you're talking about, and it don't make sense. Okay. And I have comments and questions.
More
Right?
questions and comments, huh?
More questions than comments. And I am a viable human being and I want to ask my questions. And they did indeed tell me to go outside.
See, I was a highly intellectual child as well. And what did I do? I listened to
Sit there
what
and
the
be
fuck my
quiet.
mom. Nope. I didn't. Mm-mm. I didn't ask no questions, but I did bank everything I saw and heard
Yeah.
and kept it to
Out of the
myself.
way.
And then, as I've gotten older, I sit back and think about those times and I'm like, oh,
It started to come together.
that's what was going on. Yeah. I
Mhm.
couldn't understand at the time. I knew it didn't make sense, but I
Couldn't piece it all
didn't
the way
know.
together.
Right. Yep.
The context. Mhm.
But in hindsight, even though I felt like that was toxic, it was for the best because I had plenty of time and years to be traumatized by
You
grown
got plenty of
folks.
time to be an adult. Yeah.
Okay?
You got
There
plenty.
was plenty of time for that. So I should
Let
have
a
just
kid
went
be a
outside and
kid.
played.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Be a kid for as
I-
long as you can, because you can't go back.
Facts. I will say that phrase did it definitely comes in handy as an adult. Like
Yes.
now, see, when you're a kid, you want to mind other people's business because you ain't got no business of your own. But when you're an adult and you do have your own life,
Okay.
You got your own business.
I don't care about your
I
problems.
don't.
I don't want to hear them. I got my own shit. Like, I don't want your burdens to become mine. I really
tell
don't
me.
want to know.
Yeah, I can't absorb that. I don't have the capacity. Bro.
Ooh, I
I
don't
got
have
enough-
the capacity. Let's take it.
I got enough issues
That's it
going
right
on
there.
in my regular daily life than to be
Yeah.
like, you got that going on too? I can't.
And that's what made me think about, when we always have our little family topic as someone that's, back out in the dating scene and when you're trying to get to know people and stuff. And like the other day, like we were talking about, I think me, Dub, and Twin about how like if someone had the audacity to ask me about me gaming or me playing Stardew or like had an issue with it, like that's a deal breaker for me. Mind your business. Like I need time to do what I want to do, and it's none of your business what I'm doing. What?
Automatic
Shout out to
deal
Stardew
breaker. Okay.
No, like
Okay.
if
I mean,
I'm-
hey, to each his own. Listen, I'm not here to judge. I'm not mad at you. I get it. It's a form of, hey, this is my piece. This is like how I, it's my outlet. So don't come over here.
Nah. Research team is bigger than that. It's just what Doug said. It's my own business. It's my business. Don't matter what I'm over here doing, but don't ask me what I'm over here doing. Even if the question came up that you see me on the game and then you have a comment on me being on the game, we got a problem. You see what I'm saying? We got a real problem. Mind your business.
Mm. I remember in my early, I can't even say early 20s. You know how your friends will send you a screenshot or be like, so and so doing this, but y'all would talk about it. People send me that stuff now. I'll be like, I might not even
I
respond.
don't care.
That's what I'm
don't
saying.
Care about. That's part of the reason I had to get out the family chat, y'all. I don't care. Okay.
No, the
That's
family
a
chat is
grown person.
definitely next level of I don't care, because some stuff is just like we got
That
we got
ain't have
regular life
nothing.
happening, ma'am. You
Well,
see
they
what
don't
this
even-
person?
They don't even drop relevant information in the chat no more. Like we had we had an elder pass away like 2 weeks ago and no one even talked about it. And like this is like one of our like elders, her daughter that passed away. And I found out like through
You talking about the person with my name?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it in
that.
our group chat. No, we talked about it in our group chat,
Oh,
but
okay, yeah.
it wasn't in the
Let's
family
think about
group
it.
chat.
I got you. The bigger.
Yeah. So, and I
I
don't know if
them
it's,
folk know her.
hmm?
I said I don't know if them folk know her.
Everybody know her mama.
Definitely know her mama.
Everybody know her mama. Come on now.
I'm
Because
okay.
I remember the day her mama died. I was at work in Goose. I remember the day she died. That's how much I used to always be at her house. And I was a child. And I was 16 when she died. Come on now.
I was about to say that was at least like 25
Yeah.
years about
Yeah.
that.
Say
About
that's a
that.
minute.
So,
Yeah. I remember the day she died. So I'm saying is, anyways, you know, we always have our little family topic of the day because, you know, if you've been listening to the show so far, you know, we're all cousins and family is, you know, a big part of our ethos in everyday life, just who we stick with and who we don't fuck with. You know, that's just how it goes. But y'all just need to stay out of grown folks' business. Okay. Like,
mhm.
as I've disappeared myself from a lot of social things, I just realized that's a big problem with the average American. Y'all are too busy worried about what the other person is doing and unconsciously comparing yourself to that, unconsciously then allowing your phone to tell you that you want those things to the point that you don't even know what you want no more. And you know what I want to do? I want to sit on my couch. I want to get comfortable in my nice, comfy chair, like gaming pillow chair, and I want to play Stardew for hours. That's what I want to do, and I want to be left the fuck alone.
Sound like a great day.
But the world tells you, no, you need to be caring about this, and you need to be going to this festival, and you need to be doing this, and you need to be doing that. And it's like, just stay out of my business, and I'm gonna stay out of yours. And I really make that point because I think that's where we are coming to with this political spectrum. Is I heard the other day it's called culture wars, where this is what MAGA is all about, is culture wars. And it's like, if you thought Jasmine Crockett wasn't gonna start to hit back at y'all don't know Jasmine Crockett. And I'm just gonna end with that. Like, that's somebody that's been minding her business, decided to get into politics to help people. And now, guess what? She finna go off on all y'all because she don't owe y'all nothing. I'm pretty sure she probably has her own money, just like most Black women that enter into politics. Okay. And y'all over here dragging her because she need to be censored because she called the governor of Texas, Abbott, Mr. Hot Wheels. Have y'all met him?
Child.
That's hilarious.
Please go sit down somewhere.
But you see, this whole idea of culture wars and race wars is stupid to me because Black people don't give a fuck. We've been going through bullshit in this country. We gonna survive. We gonna find a way to make it. We ain't finna be out here shooting up white people and shit. Like, what y'all being acting crazy to us? There is almost nothing y'all can do to us that is worse than slavery.
Literal, bruh.
We was building towns and you burned them to the ground.
Literally.
What?
Literally.
The crazy thing is the things that people have a hard time today, like realizing or adapting to, is stuff that we come out the womb dealing with, type stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like,
correct.
This is normal. I'm gonna be all right. Like,
this is normal.
It don't matter who the president is. We gonna be able to pivot and do what we got to do to make it to the next day. Like, we used to live in day to day. That's normal.
Yeah. White people used to spit on us. Come on, bruh.
Used to.
We are resilient.
Right. And that's what's hilarious about, like you said, when they talk about culture wars and race wars, it's just this idea that if you start to desensitize talking about it, an example would be, is I heard they're going to go after the African American Museum in DC, which is an extension of the Smithsonian.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And
right.
the Smithsonian, yes.
I mean, it's an extension of the
all
yeah.
of them.
Yeah. And Museums are, I always call them the place where they keep the dead, because these are memories, right? These are this would be the equivalent to the three-eyed raven, as I always think about museums. And I
GOT,
just,
let's go.
yeah, I just think about it and I'm like, you can erase it all you want to, but the best thing about history is it repeats itself. And so if you erase it now, your bigots are going to come back out, the racists are going to come back out, and guess what? It's just going to happen all over again. And again, we'll close with that. Like, you guys want to sit here and just gaslight and make all these screaming at the top of your lungs about PBS, and they're upset because Sesame Street is more inclusive, and it's just like, shut the fuck up and mind your own business. Stay out of grown folks' business. Why do you care about who people love? Why do you care about what people identify with as a sexual orientation, or what they feel like their body tells them that their body
Why
is?
do you care?
Why the fuck do you care?
Why?
You know what I just thought about it? I'm sorry, I don't know, we're trying to close in regards to that Smithsonian National African American History Museum. I didn't see any mention of the Confederate museums in the South. Did y'all?
You know,
Okay.
You know you won't, child.
Crickets. Okay.
Because they're talking about the bias or whatever in these museums. No, it's not a bias. This is our museum. This is what you get at this museum. You know what I'm saying? The Smithsonian is different because it encompasses the world's history, but the National African American Museum of History, or I'm sorry, whatever it's called, this is the name is in the title. I mean, what you get is in the title. You get what I'm saying? There's no bias here. This is our history. I'm sure there's 1,000 Native American museums. I'm sure they could be doing the same, but I didn't hear any mention of Confederate museums that exist in the South.
no,
because they want that to be the truth.
or not even if they want that to be the truth, right? Because I think that, again, the museum we're talking about is an extension of the Smithsonian. And so this is a museum that has created and curated, and people tell me about it all the time. They say it's incredible. And it's very much of an immersive experience. And I think I heard a little blip about what they're specifically looking at is racism, slavery. And it's like, this is because they don't want us to believe that it existed. And the only reason why that is because of capitalism. Capitalism has allowed the world to continue to thrive forever because there's always a component of free labor. And free labor is usually slaves, okay? And if you are being detained right now, or you are being captured by ICE, the need to shave your head and put you in detention, 9 times out of 10, those people are also now going to become a part of the workforce. An example is how the criminal justice system right now with prisons, people would be shocked at how many products that people, average Americans use every day that are made in prison for $1.80 an hour or $3 an hour. Free labor.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. They be making pencils, shoes, all type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, shot o'clock. I'm taking a shot to a new earth. Get me out of here. Shargot. Get me out of here. A new earth. Come on, Lord. Come on, universe. Get us out of here.
I'm gonna take a shot to old earth, which I'm convinced ended probably 2004-ish, 5-ish. I pinpointed it in history. We did have some good times. To your point, research team, we had some good times in this life, but some messed up out here, man. And I'm gonna take a shot to that. I'm gonna take a shot to the past real quick.
I'm gonna take a shot of water because I went a little too far at y'all cousin's house last night. I've been going through it. I had an epiphany yesterday. And I'm going to just take a shot to forgiving yourself, because that seems to be the hardest thing to do. So that's my shot.
Okay. I got to figure out who cousin, how she went to, but I'll figure that out
That's
later.
what I'm wondering. That's all I could take away.
Because I
from
was
that.
like, A-Dub ain't saying nothing.
Ain't nobody invited me to nobody.
Other big booty. Other big booty.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I
okay,
know.
okay.
I was
Say
about to say, I
less.
know
Say
what
less.
you're talking about. Y'all silly.
The fact that y'all knew exactly.
But it's also like we
It might
got more
even
than
be the
one
bigger
cousin.
one.
Like, he like, anywho.
And shout out
I'm-
to her sister. She was on the phone too, our other cousin.
I
Oh,
wish I
wow.
could have had that. I wish I had that gene of our family. I don't know why I never got
No,
that.
it's
booty.
either or. You can't have both.
I know, because we're on the other side.
Correct. Anywho, I'm taking a shot of charcoal detox lemonade, and well, I'm taking a shot of that. I'm taking a shot to making space for understanding who I am now, like today.
Ooh, love that.
That's cryptic, but cool.
Yeah. It's a lot behind that, but that's the best way I can sum it up.
I love that for
And with
you.
that, shout out to all of y'all out there. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. If you didn't learn anything today, go away with this, courtesy of P Money. Don't make it your business to be in grown folks' business.
Or you can just disappear yourselves from the internet. Just get off the grid. Get off the grid. So you can find us anywhere on social media. Just all you got to do is Google Call Your Cousins. I heard YouTube is a safe space. We're definitely on there streaming. We've been getting some views and we appreciate y'all. So if anything, find us at YouTube at Call Your Cousins. That's CALLYOURCOUSINS. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Dude.
Holla.